Hi, EPUD customers. This is Kyle Roadman, General Manager of your locally owned utility. I hope you're doing well here in the early fall season. We have been extremely busy down here at the utility, finishing up our major construction season, building a more resilient and robust system to help with future weather events that we may have, like that January ice storm that we all lived through. You can see behind me, we've hung one of the signs that one of our incredible customers hung up for us during that major event, just to remind us that that did in fact happen, and we need to be making sure that we're planning for future such events moving forward. And the reason I'm coming to you tonight is to remind you about our budget process. So every year we hold a months-long budget development period and process where customers can provide input to our staff and our board, who is ultimately, they are the ones that vote on the budget to approve it for the coming year here. So we have what I feel is a very well thought out budget proposal that's available on the website. I've got a copy of the cover here in front of me, and hopefully you can see it wherever you're watching this video at. But I really encourage you to read through it. At least the first 15 to 20 pages have a great summary of sort of where we've been over the last year, and importantly, what we've learned coming through that major ice storm that we all lived through. We've really reprioritized a lot about what we're planning to do here at the utility in 2025 because of that storm, and we've laid out a whole array of priorities that we plan to take on next year to help us harden our system, build a more resilient utility, and that includes everything from major capital upgrades, moving lines underground, improving the strengths of our poles and wires that are out there. That's stuff that we've been doing a long time, but we're starting to get a lot more focused about particular areas and what types of projects work in certain areas. And the ice storm was extremely informative to allow us to put those plans in place and refine some of the plans that we had previously. In our budget, we're also trying to be very responsive to some of the needs that customers have asked for about getting better and more information during major events. So the whole concept of an outage map that we can publish and allow customers to see is something that we're going to take on in 2025 and fund. The hope is that we can put more timely information in there about estimated times of restoration. We've got a ways to go before that's a real seamless process, but we're going to at least start to tackle it here in 2025. And as you read through this proposal, there's a whole host of other programs that we think are really going to be beneficial to this utility in the year to come. We've seen some pretty intense cost pressure in our industry, and there's a chart in this proposal that shows just how much costs have risen over the last 5 years. I think it's about 30% that we've seen in our industry alone. And during that time, we've had only one rate increase. It was 5% here in 2024. And at some point, we have to pass along some of the cost that we're incurring, and so we are putting in place another proposed rate increase for 2025. It's going to be another 5% that we're proposing. Ultimately, that decision is up to the board, but we looked long and hard about the investments that we think we need to make to deal with this extreme weather that we're seeing, to give customers the kind of programs and services that you've been asking for. And we think that, with some marginal rate increases here over the next few years, we can deliver on those promises that we've tried to make coming out of this ice storm. I do wish that we could get away with not doing any rate increases. We had a good 4 or 5 year run where we didn't have to raise rates. Unfortunately, with the cost of goods going up the way that they have, we do have to pass along some part of that. But what I can tell you, and what I will pledge to continue to do, is that we have taken a very hard look at all of the investments that we're planning to make, everything that we're planning to spend money on, and we've asked, is this necessary, and will this help customers? And if it doesn't meet those two criterion, then we're not going to do it. I think the proposal that we've put together is a really good balance that keeps our rates extremely competitive. If you look at where we're at versus the other local utilities, we're the second lowest on residential rates, which is really something to say given how widespread our service territory is and how difficult it is to maintain the lines out there. So although I wish I could report no rate increase, I don't think that would be responsible. And I want to be upfront with customers that we are proposing another 5% here in 2025, and there will probably be other rate increases after that, but we are going to keep them to a minimum. We're only going to raise rates when we feel like it's necessary to either keep up with all the costs that we're facing or to offer customers some really value-added services. And I think that's what this 2025 budget proposal does. So we encourage input. I would really love if customers read through this proposal, at least the introductory section, so you get a sense for what we're doing, what we're spending your funds on. And then please provide any feedback that you have. You can contact myself at kyle@epud.org. You can contact any of our board members. Your particular board member contact information is also listed on the website. We'll continue to talk about 2025's budget as we get up to the November board meeting. That'll be the time that the board votes on this. That's the third week of November. So there's plenty of time still to give input, and we certainly do welcome that, and we'll put your input to good use. It's not just that we take it and we say thank you. We actually listen and we try to adjust if we need to. So please reach out, please review the budget, and attend a board meeting if you want to offer input in other ways, by email, by phone, however you want to do it. We'd love to hear from you. All right, thank you, and please have a great rest of 2024 and a great start to 2025.